Everyone, it's Michelle Angelique, Spiritual Boxer. Today is Wednesday, July 2nd, 2025. And today's, I guess you call it episode, right? Today's episode is what I left off of last week, and I was going to show you guys how I line up for basic nutrients that have to go in every day, right? And as you guys have seen my past lives, I've been progressing as far as weeding things out and adding things in depending on circumstances that I live, forced me to have to go look for a solution. The last problem I had was extreme chronic fatigue. Never experienced that before. If you see my other videos, you see that I'm a very active individual. Regardless of my age, I'll be 52 this year, October 25th, 2025, right? That fact is that because I supplement strategically, and that's what we're going to get into, why it's strategic, how I supplement. I don't just go buy vitamins and minerals and think everything is okay. We have a system operating against our system, which is mankind, and this is what I defend against. I make sure that things are correct. It's the best way I can say it, to generalize, making sure that we optimize and we're fully functional and capable, and I show it in my lifestyle, right? I show it in my lifestyle. You can see it in my videos on my YouTube channel. I was going to show you everything, right? But I have too much in my everything, and I'm going to save that for my Patreon when my Patreon starts sometime this year. It will start sometime this year, and I'm going to show you guys how I maintain youth at my age, how I keep my skin texture functioning as if I was in my 30s, right? How I repair damaged skin from like birth, giving childbirth, the tissue stretches and tears, and how I've been able to resurface that skin almost like you're smoothing out a stone. You know, you resurface the skin, and I'll show you how it's done naturally. These things are kept from us because it's easy, because it's too simple, too inexpensive. And I know these things because I'm born to know it. That's the best way I can say it. I was born to live experiences and then look for natural solutions for a very long, can I say, long time. So I decided to narrow this video down to 3 primaries, right? When I say 3 primaries, there's 3 things that we have to have. 1, 2, 3. B vitamins, and a multi-mineral complex. This B vitamin has a multi-B vitamin complex within the B1, so it's strategically picked for the breakdown and operations we got going on in our world, our psychology, our mentality, our energy, we're being broken down from the inside out, and I'm showing how these specific key nutrients are necessary in our toolbox for every day, every 24 hours. There are more nutrients depending on our need, right? Let's say my need. I need iron, right, to add to my daily intake because I don't eat meat. So I lack iron, meaning I lack power, functionality, regulation of temperature in my body, right? When we overheat and go through what they call menopause, right? Heat flashes is iron deficiency. You fix that by taking iron. But we're not told that because it's too easy. It's better to accept that we're just getting old in our age, and that's just what we accept, instead of recognizing, no, my car's missing a part. Let me go put that part back in. And that's how I show it. That's how I show it, right? So I decided to just show you the 3 basics, getting these in our toolbox, getting these in our repertoire, going to our doctor, going to our specialist that we see, right? I don't want anyone to come and sue me later for telling them what I said so to do. I'm showing what I do so for myself and my children, right? My family. And for those around me who notice there's something different about me, so what am I doing? And my boss at work is the #1 person taking these three and more, but he's taking these three, and he's already to the point where it's been a little over a month, right? Going on 2 months now. He's been taking these, and he's to the point where he doesn't know why he's smoking anymore. He's smoking, he goes, I don't even feel like smoking anymore, Michelle. He's on his smoke break, right? He goes, now I'm just doing it out of habit, but I don't even want it anymore. And that's because the B vitamin that he's taking, this mega dose B1 with the B9, B6, and B12, in its methylated form, it works for everybody. Be it people who can't uptake nutrients because they have I wrote this down, an MTHFR gene problem, right? That would be your narcissist, your ADHD, people who got emotional disruptions, right? Mood switches and changes, right? They need vitamins that are methylated. So the proper ones are methylated in here, and they work for everybody who have or don't have this issue with this gene. It's taken me years to figure out how to help everybody. A one shoe fits everybody, because I got everybody in my life with different kind of problems, and I need to help those people that I love. That takes me back because I've been through hell to learn what I know. I can back up everything I say. I can back up everything ever said on my YouTube channels. I can back up with that, showing why I know what I know and why it works. Because not only am I boots on the ground type of person where I lived the experience, I gave it to this person, and they all got different problems, and I see how it's working with all the different problems, to diabetics, to people who can't move fat correctly, right? They have a problem with their gallbladder, from people who are chronic drug users and can't get off of drugs. I watch how these things work on their systems and their bodies. When I say these things, I'm talking about these three mamma jammas right here. It's this specific D3 with the magnesium glycinate, that without the magnesium glycinate, it doesn't turn over into a sunshine steroid hormone that makes 1,000 different operations work properly in the body. 1,000. And we're supposed to be getting it from sunshine, but we're not, because we have artificial lights on us during the day, we have artificial lights on us at night. We have not enough sunshine, even if we go outside, because all the heavy metals that we got in our skies that's blocking the rays from getting into our genetic code that we receive through our skin, right? And we take it in just like a plant, and we become better. We take it in through the eyes, and we become better, but instead we're downgrading, we're dissipating, we're breaking down. So this brings things back online. Joint pain. My boss said, Michelle, my joint pain is gone. We're going to get into the Tongkat Ali, because I have this over here, the Tongkat Ali, that is for making sure our testosterone receptors are operating correctly, so the testosterone that we have in the body floating around is being picked up, because that's the issue we have that nobody's talking about. Everybody's talking about you need more testosterone, you have too much testosterone. Hey, how about we just fix the receptors and let the body know what it's doing correctly? Let's help the body work correctly. Let's get back on track. And that's what I do with these three, right? And I'll talk about the fourth one, which is, like I said, this Tongkat Ali. Minerals. This mineral mix right here, I show you guys, I even tell you how to make it. I show you what's in it. I haven't told you what's in it. Let me tell you what's in it so that it'll draw your attention, right? It's a simple formula, and we can make it at home. And I'm going to show you the brands that I use that make the difference. And I'll tell you what that difference is right now, right? Distilled water. That's what's in this multi-mineral mix that we need every day. We need every day. And when we cramp up from leg cramps, from heart cramps, right, called heat stroke, it's a heart cramp in the muscle that's missing minerals. No matter how much water we drink, if the minerals aren't in there, they're not connecting to the cell. You know, they call it electrolyte, electrical connection. So when we drink the water that has minerals, right, what ends up happening is the water goes then into the cell, and then the muscles are relaxed and they function correctly. When they we lose minerals when we sweat, right? We're sweating all day, especially in this Arizona heat. We don't got to work out. We just sweat out the minerals. Men, women, children, everybody. When we sweat and we lose minerals, we need to put them back in. It's supposed to be back in through our food, right? It's supposed to. But those minerals are supposed to be in the earth so that when the plants grow, we get then that nutrients into our body. But we're not. We're lacking. We're deficient in these things. So we have to put it back in daily. D3, the sunshine hormone, daily. Every 24 hours, those tanks run out. We're not told this. B vitamins, megadose B1 breaks down carbohydrates. If we don't break down those carbohydrates, it turns into toxicity. We start breaking down. Our body starts collapsing. There's a ton of information on what I'm saying. Just look in this direction, right? Just look in this direction so that we can build back up from the breakdown that we have purposely happening and going on. When I say that we need these things, it's every day. Men, women, and children. Moving outwardly towards getting iodine, iron if we need it. Iodine is every day as well. Every day. If we don't put iodine in, something else will take its place, and that something else is toxic. And then when we put iodine in, since it's competing, something's already there taking the place of the iodine. The iodine is daily. For people who are over in iodine, it's their table salt is loaded with iodine. It's unbalanced. It lacks iodine. And because of that, they have too much iodine. What I'm trying to say is we need to get back to a clean diet that doesn't, let me take that back. There ain't nothing clean on this planet. Ain't nothing clean. Let's get that straight. Once we accept there's nothing clean, then we don't have a problem recognizing, let me just get this right. Let me just get this right so I can get this right here. Because I want my mind. I want my physicality. I want my beauty. I want my strength. You know, at any age. Because we are being downgraded. And I'm going to talk about that in a minute. Let me go back to what's in these. Distilled water, vegetable glycerin, mulberry chlorophyll. So the chlorophyll comes from a mulberry plant. And that is where we get our copper, from the chlorophyll. And it has essential oil of peppermint, which also does something, right? I'm not going to get into that right now. Zinc citrate, magnesium taurate, magnesium sulfate, sodium borate, potassium citrate, sodium chloride, ascorbic acid, taurine, and selenium. This is what I put under my tongue, a full dropper, boom, boom, every morning. I got my boss, I gave him a free one. I made it for my boss. I said, boss, you're already taking these, and you're already taking the Tongkat Ali. Let me now get you my minerals, right? He said, Michelle, you need to package that and put that on the market. He goes, taking it the first time, he goes, whoop, I could feel my body, because that's what it does. Makes electrical connections, make things lock up, load, and ready to fucking go. We're not used to hearing that. We're not used to understanding. That's how this operation, this mechanism is supposed to work daily. We're just used to feeling broken, and we're just like that in this old age, and it's this and it's that. No, we're being broken down, and that's what this YouTube channel is about. It's about explaining how we're being broken down, and then how we're gonna build back up. That's what I'm about, and that's what this channel is about. I'm gonna do an intro explaining what this channel is about, so that it recognizes that when you're coming on this channel, it's not just about how we're gonna repair with vitamins and minerals, right? How we're gonna strategically supplement to help our bodies, so that we can help our minds, so that we can get our energy back, so that we can function, and so we can be there for our family, you know, for our children and our loved ones. To be a better partner. We are breaking down, and it's from the inside out. This channel is going to explain in that intro that we have a species against our species, mankind. And I'm going to narrow down the understanding from clay tablets that were before the scriptures. I'm going to break down the scriptures and how they were organized to direct the narrative, to take us off course from our course of who we are as mankind, as a species. I'm going to be explaining on my Patreon, because I can't do it here, what they look like, the classifications, and not the kind that you hear on YouTube. This is different. This is a different understanding of the scripture. This is a different understanding of what we got from the outside coming in. Whatever that outside is to you, it's all from out there coming here. And what we have in the earth working against us. This D3, just to explain, is sunshine. We are being depleted of sunshine because then we rot, as those who are against us are rotten within, because they are anti-sunlight, or they would have already been up here whooping our ass. They can't be in the sunlight, sunshine. I will go into that into my Patreon. But this is why we are being depleted of sun rays, of what vitamin D does to the body when it turns into a steroid hormone, meaning transformative. We transform. My hair, just in the time that I've been taking this, has never grown until I started taking this, right? My eyelashes, my arthritic dysfunctions, because I didn't have arthritic pain, I just had incapabilities, became capable within 3 weeks. My boss saying that he don't have joint pain, he couldn't tell if it was from the Tongkat Ali or if it was from the D3. I said, boss, just keep it going, because I do all 4 every day. Let me talk about this Tongkat Ali. I'll be putting a post of these, right? These 3 on, not a post, I'll be putting a link to what they're called, where I get them. I've done other videos where I talk about this B1, and I noticed that it's too strong for everyone. This Benfotiamine and this is TTFD thiamine. They are different. This is stronger, like a Ferrari to, it's like a Ferrari, is what I'm trying to say. This is a well-oiled body's already, the liver's working correctly enough where it can handle this kind of power. Other people put them to sleep because it's too strong on the liver. So I don't want to say I don't recommend this. I'm just saying I take this because I know how my liver's working and it doesn't put me to sleep. But this one right here, this benfotiamine, it's mild enough yet effective enough to get everybody's energy back up and popping. Everybody's mental state and clarity, so they're not falling asleep around 2 o'clock at work, right? They're fading. We're still going. That engine is still burning clean. It feels like, this is what everybody tells me, it feels like clean fuel, Michelle. Like I'm burning clean fuel, meaning they don't feel wired up like a stimulant, like caffeine would do. This is clean burning fuel. For people who have nerve ending problems, this is what they're missing, because the B vitamin, B1, repairs the myelin sheath, meaning the sheath around the nerves. And our nerves are being exposed because we're missing B1, right? It's a mega dose of B1. This ain't just any old B1. So don't think you go buy your B1, it's going to be the same as this B1. This B1 right here has methylated B12, and it has the magnesium to push it where it needs to go. This is why I picked this one. This one's so well done, so well created. It has the B6 and it has the folate so that the B12 can get to where it goes, where it needs to go. And that's where our serotonin and our dopamine processes. This is why my boss doesn't want to smoke anymore, even though it's been a habit forever for him. Forever. Feels like forever. And now all of a sudden he don't want to do it after 2 months. I said, I told you this is coming. I said, any habit you have, it starts going away and you don't recognize why. You just don't want it anymore because our levels of our neurology start working and balancing correctly. This is the best B1 with other B complexes for methylated and people who don't have to worry about methylation. I don't worry about methylation. I don't have that issue. I don't have that, I always remember, MTHFR gene issue, but I still take this, meaning everybody can take a methylated form. And I didn't know that in my other prior videos that you see in my lives where I'm talking about this one and I'm talking about this one and I'm trying to figure out, where we're at with this. This is how I've narrowed it down. This is where we're at. This is good to go. It has helped everyone that I've come across that is looking for a solution. This right here is the gummy version of this right here, right? This is the D3 with the magnesium glycinate. It also has K2, meaning it's going to take the calcium that's in our blood and put it into the bones where it's supposed to go, reinforcing our structure, our skeletal structure, our functionality, so that when we fall down, we don't fucking shatter into a million pieces because we got fluoride and everything else trying to break our structure down, our form, our functionality down. The reason I bring up this gummy, I don't take this gummy because I don't take the glucose, because I don't know where the glucose comes from. Let me tell you this gummy, it has glucose, but it comes from monk fruit. Monk fruit doesn't drop the immune system, and this is why I can take it. I don't drop my immune system, ever. And this is how I can regenerate and get younger. Everybody else drops their immune system because they allow the immune system to drop through a high lectin protein. High lectin proteins are nightshade, all forms of nightshades, meaning fruits, nuts, vegetables, anything that's a nightshade will drop the immune system for 8 hours, so the body can't go regenerate and repair and make you look younger, feel better. It has to now go on duty to go defend the system from waste coming out of the intestines, because nightshades open up the high lectin protein that's in nightshades, because this is what I avoid, the high lectin protein. It's in nightshades, legumes, all legumes, and in cow milk dairy. I repeat these things over and over. Pasteurized cow's milk dairy, not raw cow's milk dairy. That's what I eat a lot of. Raw cow's milk. I fucking strong like a bull. I mean, and I'm a female. But that's how I eat it, right? Raw milk. Raw cow's milk. I had to make sure I say everything correctly. The pasteurization kills the protective proteins. The high lectin protein is now there in the pasteurized dairy that we're eating, and it drops the immune system. So if our immune systems drop, we can't get younger as we're putting in nutrients. The body's like, dude, I got shit to take care of over here. I can't do both at the same time. So all I'm doing is regenerating, because I know there's a fucking species out there to break my fucking shit down, and I ain't standing for it. And it'll kill me at the same time. I will bleed if I drop my immune system. My skin tears, it opens up, because we have technology in the food. And this tech, as soon as my immune system's down, boom, I feel it running through my tongue, I feel it running through my arms. You feel this motherfucker moving, because that's what it does. It's dormant in everybody else who doesn't feel it. It's just laying there, waiting, just sitting there. If it wasn't for it moving around in my body, I wouldn't be to the point of where I'm at. So for all the suffering that I've gone through, I have been able to learn to regenerate, repair, and recover. I've learned from a lot of ways and a lot of places. I can't get to that, but I talk about it in my other videos. Right here, I want to finish up with this. This gummy form, when my daughter takes it, I'm giving you an example. This puts her to sleep, but when she takes it in this form, in the gel pill form, it doesn't put her to sleep. She can run at school. She does track, right? But this one makes her tired and fatigued. I found out that glucose disperses minerals. So it's moving the same ingredients, because they're the same ingredients. The only difference is it has glucose in it. It means it's sugar, right? It moves the minerals to a different location, right? It displaces minerals. So if that's happening, you're going to get a different effect. So I don't know what somebody else's effect is going to be when they take this. But just know that when my daughter takes this, when I take this, I'm good to go. I don't feel any fatigue whatsoever. And I've gotten feedback of fatigue from this. And it won't be from everybody. It'll just be from a few select people, meaning you won't know until you try it. So you have to know when to take it by how it makes you feel, right? If you feel fatigued, I tell my daughter, well, then you take it, not fatigue, but makes you restful, makes you ready to go take a nap. I tell her to take one after dinner, before bed, and this is what she does. If she doesn't have this, she takes this with her Benfotiamine, you know, her B1, right after school when she's getting ready for track. That's how she takes, right? But if it's separate, the reason I'm telling you this is because we have to recognize how we feel when we take these. Some people can't take a pill, no matter what. I got a niece who cannot take a pill, so we gotta go. It just works like that. Everything needs to be checked with their doctors for dosages, amounts, what your situation is, how you're living, what you got going on. Some people don't got a thyroid, right? Some people don't have certain parts of their mechanism, of their operation. So everybody's going to be different. But I would guarantee you, you go to the doctor and say, hey doctor, do I need B vitamins, D vitamin, and minerals? If they tell you you don't need it, that motherfucker don't know the human body. He don't. He just works with medicine, right? But do your own research. Meaning, get another doctor. Get a doctor who understands the human body. We live and we thrive off of these. They're necessary. They're daily. The body needs them to be effective daily. And these work for what I picked right here, this little trio. The importance here is it works for people who have mental, emotional, narcissistic behaviors. Because we have half the population becoming narcissistic because they're unraveling in their mind and in their brain because their neurology is not working. It's not popping off correctly. It's like taking out spark plugs from the motor and not knowing why your car is misfiring, why it just can't function correctly. I need water. Give me 1 second. Something very important to state, which I forget in every single one of my videos. Well, I don't forget in every single one, but the majority. Vitamins, you take vitamins, you ain't ready to drink water, you don't want to drink water, don't take vitamins. Vitamin intake, mineral intake require water to move around. Just like the Fabuloso cleaning solution, you can't just clean the floor with the Fabuloso. It needs water to disperse and move around and get everywhere, right? Taking vitamins, minerals, body requires more water. Be ready for that. You didn't just become thirsty because you started taking vitamins and minerals. It's a requirement. The body needs more water uptake. I do at least a liter more a day just because of the vitamins and minerals I take. Very, very important. You'll feel the dryness. When you take vitamins and minerals, right? So that's just part of the deal. Now, going over here to this Tongkat Ali, I've already done so many videos on it. What I didn't show you was my measurement. It's 425 milligrams. I'll be putting, like I said, I'll be posting the information. I just realized I don't have my bag of the Tongkat Ali of my extract. I have it in my other videos, but I'll put a post of, I put it in a jar. So I make it easy access every morning, right? It is 425 milligrams for every capsule. In the back it says take 2 capsules. You don't take 2 capsules, you take what your body needs, right? 2 capsules is 850 milligrams, and that's exceedingly high. The reason I say that is too much Tongkat Ali can make hair fall and drop out, and you notice it around your sink. You will notice it. So I was going at 500 milligrams. I brought it down to 425 milligrams, and now I'm at this right here. It's 132 of a teaspoon. The reason I put it here is so you can see how small that is, right? And I put that in my black caffeine, meaning my caffeine is black tea and chicory root. I open this up and I put this one tiny little, this right here, just so that you know, 132 of a teaspoon is 100 milligrams. 5 of these make 500 milligrams, right? And you know, because you got to do the research. But this right here, I don't know if you guys can see that. If it shows right there, 132 of a teaspoon. It's itty bitty. And that's how I do my measurement. It's a general average, 100 milligrams. Why do I do it? Because I want to make sure that the testosterone that I have in my body goes to its correct location, like my heart, like underneath my skin, to maintain youth and beauty. We are rotting, and we're being told that's normal. It is not. We are nutritionally deficient on purpose to break us down as a species. I'm going to get into that right now. What I'm talking about, how the species works against us, right? I'm going to be putting all these things up. The Tongkat Ali. Also, I want to let you know, I do one a week of these. I go and I spar. Well, I don't spar yet, but I go and I train in boxing. I don't spar anymore. I used to spar, right, in boxing. For those who brand new today to this channel. So I used to be a professional boxer, right? And I used to train. I stopped training back in November, and now I'm back every Tuesday, and I take one of these on a Tuesday, and that's 425 milligrams, because you can feel the extra testosterone being picked up in the system. But on a maintenance for a daily, to make sure that my testosterone is moving correctly, I do 100 milligrams. A little bitty itty one in my caffeine, good to go. That's important that you guys know that, so that if you see your hair falling out, it's not that you stop, it's lower the dose. You're going to have to do your own research and come to your own understanding to what I'm saying. I'm not going to be responsible for people misusing this or thinking that whatever it says on the back, that's how you do it. You got to do what is good for you and your situation. This right here is stevia. It's very important that we reduce the sugar in the body. Sugar in the body is what parasites love. Everybody's loaded with parasites. The only people not loaded with parasites are people who deparasite. I'm working on a deparasite solution. I'm going to put a doctor's name. He really works very well on showing how you use ivermectin and some other forms of, they're brand new to me, so I didn't write them here. I didn't know I was going to tell you about this, but I mean, it just came to my mind. Parasites love sugar. Our body doesn't function well with all this sugar intake. I'm saying use stevia. Trader Joe's. You can get it online on Amazon at Trader Joe's. It's just basic stevia. Nothing else is cut. They're cutting stevia with other ingredients. Just get a basic powder stevia, no other ingredients, to get the sweet flavor but not the calorie effect, the sugar intake that these parasites want, that are in our gut, in our teeth, in our gums. This doctor really gets into it, and he explains it very, very well. He helps cancer patients, right? He helps cancer patients by getting out all of the possible parasites from head to toe. I say possible because there's so many different possibilities of so many different type of parasites. I'm going to be working on that, taking it myself and making my own concoction of the amounts that he uses, making it, trying it, and letting you guys know with some future information, right, on that. But I hate parasites, like the ones that are working against us, right? We have parasites that are working on another field of reality that is invisible to our optic vision for our eyes to see, but yet they're right there. They see us and we don't see them. In ancient past, they was called demons, and in today, in technical terms, we have an enemy, right? We have a creature kind enemy who has weaponized demons, and this is the problem that we got going on, is our lack of understanding from what was told in ancient times to what is happening right now in technical times, technology times of technology. We are in a machine, and this machine lives off of suffering and pain, and the suffering and pain is to power the machine. This is why nothing works correct in our world, and this is why I'm adamant about showing how we're going to build back up from the inside out so that we can maintain and hold down the fort, wherever your fort is, for yourself and your family. Because broken, we can't fucking do it. Our men are being turned and mutated into women, and our women are being mutated into fucking fuckeries of witches. They're becoming demonic, evil, angry witch bitches. I don't have another way to express it. And we have a dysfunction in our males and our females, meaning ourselves. We affect our household. We affect the future of children because we can't even produce them anymore because we're not even compatible as men and women anymore. These things we gotta fix, and it's what I'm gonna be talking about on my Patreon. Balancing out our relationships, we gotta first balance out ourselves so that then we can be balanced for our partners. And then the power of sexuality and what it's really doing, right? What it's really doing and how it's being used against us in a distorted form, and how we got to bring it back to full functioning operations where maximum pleasure, I don't want to say it's our divinity, right? Because I don't like using that word, divinity. For one reason, my enemy uses that word. And my enemy is the opposition of mankind. What they call divine, the good guys and the bad guys call divine. I don't use that term. But it is our natural nature to be sexual, yet it's being distorted on purpose so that we fear sexuality. Or we do it in a distorted, unbalanced way, and we got to get back into balance. These creature kind, I've recognized what we called in the past, or what was called in the past, demons, are what they are in today's technical terms. What I've come to recognize by observation of many years of watching this with my own eyeballs. My grandmother had multiple personalities. I used to date somebody who had multiple personalities. He was a narcissist. That's how I found out what a narcissist was, because I didn't even know. I saw the body change, the voice change, hands change, all these things change like it did with my grandmother. So I'm recognizing this guy got multiple personalities, right? But then I'm recognizing this whole narcissistic behavior is happening everywhere, around the world. How can they all be doing the same thing if they don't know each other? They're not going to the narcissist club. I've done videos on this, how narcissism is a depletion of nutritional intake or uptake. So there's a dysfunction. So I've been practicing on that fool. I practice on him. I say fool because he don't get what I'm doing. He don't get it. So he discards what I do and what I've tried to give him, but I recognize whatever I have given him hasn't worked, didn't work, because of this MTHRF gene, right? That creates this narcissistic behavior. Problem in mood and switch and change. That is the housing. Now, these demons, going back to these demons and this personality switch up, is how could there be demons living in people, right? Who does that? I even think, why would there be a demon or demons living in my grandmother? Why would they be in an old body when they got all these other things to choose from? What would make them single out my old grandmother's body, right? So I think about that shit as a grown-ass individual in today's world. When I say today's world, is this shit happened a long time ago, but I'm still analyzing that shit today. And what I recognize is this is like an electronic ankle bracelet they use. I'm trying to find the best way to explain this. Wrote it down. Electronic monitoring device is the ankle bracelet they use to keep someone in their area and they can't step out of bounds, right? They're in their own prison. Even though they feel free, they're not free. There's something holding them back. There's something keeping them down, keeping them from moving forward. That's just an example. I'm using it as an example. I'm not justifying people's behavior. I'm using it as an example. Back in 2018, I had to triangulate all this information to, when the information meaning something I saw in 2018. I triangulate that with watching my grandmother grow up, me as a child, watching my grandmother with multiple personalities change up immediately, like switch up. And then later, being in a I wasn't even in a relationship. I was just in a situation where I met this person and I'm observing the behavior, right? And that's where I got introduced to narcissism. I didn't even know what that was. I had to like look shit up. I was like, what? What the fuck just happened? But then wanting to help this person because I couldn't help my grandmother, right? So I hate demons so much, I have to fix a body to not allow these demons to house that broken body, that broken mind, right? So I'm putting all this information together, what happened in 2018, my grandmother, this narcissistic situation, experience I had. There was no relationship. There was nothing real. When I say nothing real, is nothing grew anywhere. It was just an explosion of chaos that I had to grow from. Put it like that. But in it, I'm searching how to fix this fool's brain. And that's how I got to where I'm at with all these no connections happening in the neurology. Because if everybody's being narcissistic, or I should say, in every place, there are narcissists popping up everywhere. We're doing the same behaviors and attributes to people. There is a deficiency. There's connections are not being made, right? Things are not happening on a nutritional, electrical, because nutrients connect electrical operations for next step to happen. And that's in our behavior, in our functionality, in our muscles. I mean, it's everything. Everything we're made up of, right? Our thoughts have to do with how we feel, and how we feel has to do with nutrition, with nutrients. So I put this together with my 2018 experience. I was so mad one day. I'm in the courtyard of my house in Mexico. I'm about to lose my fucking mind because of experiences that I'm having in not being able to survive, right? Not being able to survive economically, not being able to survive. And the hardships, right? Just the hardships everybody goes through. I'm trying to ball this up into my emotions so you know what kind of emotion I had. I was so fucking angry, so lit up. I was like, where the fuck is the problem? What is holding us back? What is keeping me from being able to fucking grow, do, right? And then I see this image in my mind, and it's the symbol of like an infinity symbol, right? And then there's this like box on it, on a part of it. And I see motion stop at the box. Like it wants to go, but it stops at the box. And I'm just like, what the fuck am I looking at? That's how I talk. That's just how I talk when I see things. I'm very non-spiritual, religious about shit I see. And I put that in my bag of what the fuck was that, right? Meaning I have no clue what that's about. But now we bring it on up over here to 2025. And I'm looking and I'm thinking, what would a demon, because I'm learning how to become a deliverance. I don't want to call myself a minister, but I'm learning how to do deliverance, right? I want to be an exorcist. I want to move these fucking creatures out. Like, I want to see them fucking move. I bought myself some glasses I'll talk about later in the future, just so I want to see if I can catch these motherfuckers as I'm moving them out, because all it takes is the word. All it takes is word with mind, and knowing that your heart, your mind, and your words are lined up, synchronized, meaning what I say, I know, and I feel, and they're the same. So when my words come out, it's bang, affecting the field. Our opposition does the same thing in witchcraft. They believe in what they're doing. They put the word out, and they put these unclean spirits, we're going to call them in religious terms, on items, on babies, on people, in concerts. They put these unclean spirits on people. So I'm watching deliverance ministers like Derek Prince, right? That's what I learned from online. Derek Prince. He's an excellent deliverance minister. Knows that Bible very well. Uses Yeshua's words to break what's being put on us. Because this is what we got going on. This is not a religious issue. This has been balled up into religion so that we keep it over there, not recognizing that we got a weaponization of electronic, demonic monitoring. I don't know what to call it, but it's like a Siri or an Alexa. What is that, right? What is a Siri and an Alexa, right? It's not an interface. I don't want to call it an interface if that's what it's being called. But what it's doing is like Alexa and Siri. They'll sit there for thousands of years, and not until they're called do they respond. Well, these electronic, demonic monitoring creatures, because they're biological in nature, they can sit and house like that clamp I saw in the infinity symbol, just like a bracelet on the ankle. It's on the soul. The soul is genetic before the blood carries the genetic information. First, it's on the soul. Now I know what that symbol means. Just in this past month, I finally know what this symbol I saw back in 2018, 2019 is when I saw this symbol, right? And I see this image, I'm like, what the fuck is this? What does this mean, right? Now I know what it means. We have a lock on our genetic code of our soul. So when we pass away, it's still attached to the soul. So when we come back, we still have the same problems of, let me give you an idea. Because when I'm listening, let me give you not an idea, a better understanding of what I'm talking about. These monitoring biological creature devices, because they're creature-like. Imagine Siri or Alexa creature-like in physicality, but it's their behavior that we recognize. And you ask them a question, they give you an answer, right? They're always there. They're always listening. They don't need to go home to their kids. They don't go to work. They don't eat food. They don't sleep. This is what I'm saying. And I'm trying to find the words for something never spoken about. But what demons were and what demons are is their casting of these monitoring devices. That it's not a device, it's a biological weapon. You catching me? And it's put on the soul of mankind. Mankind don't even know it. Yeshua came to say, let me show you how you take it out. Just as fast as they put it on with their words, I'm going to show you with words how you're going to take it the fuck off. And it's in God's name. And this is why we're not told. Well, this is why we are told not to believe in God. That God is not real. Because it is the safe word. It is the word that's in the programming language to move this shit out. And this is why we've been made to hate God. The name of God. Because in the name of God, this shit is moved out. It's that fast and that quick. Move it out. This is what I've come to recognize through my life, through up to this point right now. It's a lot. Nobody's talking about it because nobody's stopped to look at it like this. Everybody's either on lock with, no, it's completely religious, it's a spiritual thing, or we got alien creatures, right? And nobody knows. Yes, we fucking know. We know. Because those who run our world are on their team. They place themselves through our religions, through our language, through our cultures, and they hide behind the Mexican. They hide behind the Caucasian. They hide behind the Arab. And then they move the people into that direction and say, oh, it's because of them we are like this. It's because of them we have to suffer this. No, motherfuckers, you're all on the same team. You're Canaanite in your behavior. It's sadistic. The nature is sadistic. It's satanic, and it's running our world. And its off-world is where they're from, and it's Saturn. One of my videos, I was trying to tell you guys what I saw. I can be taken to go see things that people can't get to and see. And I'm going to share that on my Patreon because I can't share it here. And when we recognize what we have working against us is physical and is real, we're going to start loading up this body. We're going to start taking care of our health and our diet. We're going to start changing shit up in our lifestyle with a different state of mind. That state of mind has to make the adjustment, but it can't make the adjustment if it has no physical power to do so. If it's exhausted and it's broken and it can't get the neurology right. And so this is why I work so hard to do this, to make sure that we start moving in the right direction, step by step. And my boss right now at work, he's on these right here. And the Tongkat Ali. And I show him how to take it. He takes one of these in the morning with his coffee, because he drinks coffee. Before he takes his coffee, he drops this right underneath his tongue. Shakes it, puts a full drop underneath his tongue. I'm going to put the list of all that information, how you can make it yourself. I don't know of a better mineral mix on the market. That's why I make mine. I've been making it since 2018. Takes his Tongkat Ali, and he leaves these right here at work. Why does he leave them at work? So it gives him enough time to take up this, so his body can uptake all the information, go and do whatever it needs to do, because he has cream in his coffee. And cream is a calcium. And not a calcium. I actually did want to say calcium. I have an issue with Huberman, Dr. Huberman. He says you can take calcium with your B's and your G's. And I'm going to put that video up. And then I hear other videos saying you can't take calcium when you're taking your B's and your D's because it blocks magnesium. And so if it's blocking magnesium, then how is, if we're taking calcium when we're taking magnesium, and this has and depends on magnesium for uptake of the D3, then are we supposed to be taking calcium or not taking calcium? Is it a problem that I have calcium in my cream in the morning when I take my coffee, right? This is why he doesn't take it in the morning. I said, stay away from the calcium when you take your D's and your B's, because I'm being led to believe and understand that calcium blocks magnesium uptake, and you want your magnesium to uptake right here, right? This has magnesium in it. It's the first thing I take in the morning. By the time I actually make my hot tea, because I make black tea to take this, right? Or I should say, to take this, my little 100 milligrams. 30 minutes have already gone by. Because I take this, and then I go wash my face, I get my tea going, I get everything going. After those 20, 30 minutes, my body's already uptaken, it's already gone where it needs to go. There's no more problem with the next thing coming in. It takes at least 20 to 30 minutes for uptake. Once that uptake happens, boom, next thing that comes in, there's not going to be a block. When it comes to people who, and I have to say this because there's a lot of people out there who take a lot of medications who have a lot of different health issues. When it comes to medications and vitamins, there's a 2-hour window that's told to wait and separate in time, so that when the person takes their medication, they're not competing, the cell is not competing with the medication and the vitamin to go into the same cell, right? Like 2 pipes in one hole. Only one can go in. So to create no competition, no blocking, doctors say wait 2 hours and separate. I recognize by a lot of experience with a lot of people and my own personal experience, after 20 minutes, I feel the uptake. I feel the change. I feel the turnover. After 30 minutes, my next thing. So to keep it safe, I told my boss to leave these at work, so by the time he drives to work, he got a good hour of time in between, at the very least an hour, right? By the time he sits down, he actually takes it 2 hours, had easily passed. So this is how he takes this in the morning. 30 minutes later, he takes his Tongkat Ali, gets to work, and he takes these together. The change in my boss is that now he's not tired by 2 o'clock and trying to down a Monster or a Red Bull, because he was doing that on a regular. Now he says he don't even take them no more because he don't even feel he needs them. His joint pain is gone. He says he's this close to start going to the gym because now he's feeling the urge to want to go, when before he said he didn't even feel like he wanted to go. He felt like it was I'm trying to remember the words that he said it was like a headache to even think about going to the gym. And now he's desiring to go to the gym. He wants to do something with the energy now that he has, that he didn't have and was lacking before. These are his words, not mine. My boss said, Michelle, you need to package this. He goes, I took this and boom, I was ready to go to the bathroom ASAP. I didn't know that was an issue for my boss. I didn't know. I've been taking minerals for so long, that's just the regular routine, right? And if you don't have that going on, 2 bowel movements a day is a healthy way everybody should be. And if we're going to the bathroom once every 3 days, we have a problem in the system, and that needs to be moved out. That creates toxicity in the body, and you think everybody knows this, but not everybody knows this, and this is why I'm stating it. Tongkat Ali, depending on the amount that you take, it gets the receptors that are throughout the body. It's not testosterone, it's not just for men, it's for mankind structure. If there is a creature being mixed with a genetic modification of an animal, and mankind is using testosterone to build the form of woman and man. This is what builds the structure of mankind, is testosterone. Very important, not just for men, it's for mankind. Woman, mankind. I got other videos where I talk about that, but I just want to make sure that we understand testosterone is not a man thing like we've been misled to believe. We're told the truth, but only a little part, so that we don't look over here, we're focused over here. And I'm trying to get us focused right here. Right here. We need to build this up. Just like this, right here. Little simple trio. If you're taking thyroid medicine, you don't have a thyroid, you need to talk to your doctor about everything. If you got any issues, you need to talk to your doctor about anything. If your doctor don't know nothing about vitamins and minerals, get yourself a DO, and that's a doctor who knows about vitamins and minerals first, nutrients first, and then also the licensed medical doctor knows that, okay, then we'll go to medicine if we can't get it done on a natural state. You know, you run your show. Don't let your show be ran for you. Know that there's options and take action on those options for yourself. You are first and you are primary. If you don't function, nothing around you is going to function, right? You can't take care of everybody else if you don't know how to first take care of yourself. That's what that narcissist taught me. Meeting that narcissist was, I have to learn to fix this right here because I keep chasing that out there, and that out there is all fucking broken because I'm fucking broken. Let me fix my shit. And now I notice that, oh, I see broken. You gotta go fix your shit on your own time, because right here, I gotta take care of me, and I gotta take care of this heart. I mean, don't let a narcissist come and break your heart if your heart is broken from childhood. And a narcissist is there just to remind you that you gotta go get your heart fixed from childhood, because that's why you allow him or her to continuously break your heart, because you're looking for the love. We're looking for the love that we're chasing from our parents. We were looking for love from our parents as children, and we're still following that behavior as adults. I had to seal the deal with that so that we understand narcissists are broken people, we're broken people, and you put two broken people together, it's a fucking mess. So all you can do is help to fix yourself. This is information to help to fix your narcissist. If you have a child, you know, who's a narcissistic in their behavior, if you got a family member, we love them, right? We love them, we gotta fix them. We gotta have the tools to know how to help them and everybody else around us. It's not just fixing narcissists, it's fixing our species, it's mankind. All right, that's all I had to say about that. That's it. Chuck with the pink can. I can't even see nobody's name, but I see that pink can, and you're the first person I say hello to. How you doing, Chuck? Let me see where we're at. All right, I'm just going. I've learned to just ignore those who need ignoring, right? Those who need ignoring. Somebody sent me a kiss. I can't even tell the writing. All right, that's very nice of you. We need sun and D3 supplements to help. Yeah, we do, Creative Mind, absolutely. It's the sunshine hormone. These creature kind can't be in sun, and I'm going to be showing how that is. We see things in the past where there's structures of these animal kind and they're in stone, giant kind and they're in stone, and we just are told, oh, that's just a sculpture. No, they were turned to stone from sunlight. They work in the dark, they live in the dark, and they're trying to make our world void of sunshine by blocking it in any which way, right? And we got to get our kind back, mankind. All right, so I'm all done with everything I said. I'm just gonna say hi to everybody. You busy fitness. I'm not sure what that means. But I work out once a week. Boxing. Back at the boxing gym now that I got my schedule changed and I no longer work graveyard. I go every Tuesday to my coach's boxing gym, and I keep it moving. I just went this last Tuesday, which was yesterday, Tuesday. It was nice to see everybody. Leonardo, say hi. Hola, Leonardo, ¿cómo está? Español, sí. Sí hablo español, Leonardo. ¿Cómo está? Luego el último, and the last one, Beyond the Matrix. Says, I've been eating raw vegetables and fruits for over 2 years with no meat, grains, or processed foods. The doctor was shocked at my blood work, which showed my testosterone above normal levels at 57. Look into the Tongkat Ali when we have testosterone floating in the blood, free in the blood, and it's not connecting. It's all it means. It's not, the receptors aren't picking it up. Look into androgen receptors, because that's what a testosterone receptor is an androgen receptor. And how this Tongkat Ali, I'll be putting up the information. This is an extract, which is much stronger. This is a, I guess you'd say, I told you guys on the last one that the extract and the pill form, this is lighter and this is darker. I don't know if it's because this is an extract or they're two different roots of the same type. I don't know. Something I gotta look into. But I do notice that this one is stronger. This is the one that I use, and it's the loose powder form. And this is the 1 cap, 425 per capsule, right? If you notice your hair's falling out, lower your dose. And that's why I stick to the loose extract powder. But yeah, talk to your doctor about that and try it for yourself. Get your blood work done. See if there's a difference in your blood work. If your testosterone is the way it's supposed to be. Because that's what I recognize, that women say that their testosterone is too high. They have that manly hair coming out of their face. And I just, like, I have hair. I shave my face on a regular basis since I was in my 20s, right? I'm in my 50s now. I do my arms because Latinas were hairy. Latin women, be it Italian, be it Mexican, we're just hairy. So when I shave, which I'm going to be showing on my Patreon how I do it for the ladies out there who want to know how to do it, you know, because you have to do it in a certain way, and then I use a certain blade. I don't just use a regular razor. What I want to say about that is women who, that's one type of hair, right, that you're taking off, and it's kind of like a peach fuzz that grows everywhere. And it's on our ears, and then you look in the sun, and then you look like a peach. And what I do is when we shave that peach fuzz off, we're also regenerating new skin to grow. So we're taking off old skin and constantly regenerating new skin. And I'm going to show that on my Patreon, how I do that, what it looks like, how I go about it, right? But these women who have this real thick, manly facial hair, they have a lot of testosterone in their chest, in their blood. I ask all these questions. Now that I'm on this testosterone thing, I be asking a shit ton of questions. What are their results? What are their doctors saying? Because I can see their physicality, I see their body, and then I listen to their results, and then I make these matches, right? And so I told one of the fitness ladies at the Planet Fitness who has a problem with manly hair coming out. Her results came back that she has too much testosterone in her blood. I'm like, why don't you try the Tongkat Ali? Talk to your doctor, let them know. You're going to take the Tongkat Ali so that you can see, then when you take your blood test, what kind of results are you getting? Are you getting results where your testosterone is now normal, less? Is your facial hair going? These are things that we have to start recognizing and knowing for ourselves, because people are not looking for the same things we are. Doctors in general, in the healthcare profession, not every doctor. There's a lot of doctors who care and know that we have a nutritional deficiency going on in our world. But a lot of doctors are in there to make the money. Make the money, prescribe every prescription. They're making money every time we go get a prescription. So that ain't looking out for me. I'm looking out for me, right? So I'm going to come with these questions, and this is why I'm giving you guys the information to look in this direction, so that you can question your doctor. And your doctor is not working with the questions you have, can't answer what you're talking about, time to go find somebody else who's looking out for you, right? Looking out for your nutrition and recognizing medicine at the same time. I think that's it, you guys. That's all. Beyond the Matrix, it says, I squat regularly and that helps me to keep my testosterone levels up. Yes, it does. That's something that we all see online, talking about the more you do pelvic work, meaning you're moving this lower part and it's in squats, right? You boost that testosterone in production. Also, production of, there's another way to create testosterone from a food source, and that is, and I learned this from Tony Pantayeresco, the herbalist I learned from. Ginger. Gingerol is something in ginger, and it produces testosterone. It helps the body make testosterone, right? It's part of the mechanism to get our testosterone. So I wanted to start making ginger beer, fermenting it in my house, because I like beer and I haven't had beer in a long time. And in Mexico, we make our own wines and we make our own, it's called tepache, right? Tepache. And it's a fermented something, like a pineapple. They ferment things, right? They ferment a fruit, and then you have a tepache. And it has its own, it's not artificial gas being injected. The beer that we're drinking today is loaded with estrogen, and it's creating these big bellies, big soft men. It's great, big soft men. We need to get back to mead, how mead was made for gut health, because it's going to help with our gut health. And so having a beer a day is going to be actually keeping the doctor away. And I want to make sure to get the ginger in there for my testosterone, for the people I'm giving it to, for their testosterone, because testosterone makes mankind, makes womankind. I'm not a professional I'm a professional fighter, right? But I work out once a week, and this is fucking ridiculous. When I say fucking ridiculous, is if I worked out as if I was a professional training athlete, I don't even know what I would become. I work a regular full-time job like everybody else. I train once a week, and just what I feed my body makes my body and my structure. So it works, what we feed into our body matters. In my Patreon, I'm going to show you guys how I make my own muscle stimulating protein from amino acids from a plant called amaranth. It's a very special plant. You can't find it too much out here in the U.S. I have to go to Indian stores, meaning India, right? Hindu Indian, those kind of stores. Not American Indian, but Hindu India. Uh, they carry amaranth, but their amaranth is different. Not all amaranth is the same, and I'll be explaining that on my Patreon. So I hope you guys come to it when I post it. But I'm going to be helping our food, our diet, which is going to be an AIP diet, but I call it a sexy AIP diet because I put bread and pasta. I enjoy food. I love heavy creams and sauces and dips, and I love food. I like food to fall. You know, like when I'm eating, I just like catching it. And I like to cry a little bit when I'm eating because well, I used to anyways, right? When I used to eat chilies, and I can't eat chilies no more. I used to eat hot chili peppers, like till I cried it, and that was like joy. And then I'd say, give me some more. I love chili, right? I was competitive about it. I could be in a competition eating chili, but chilies have high lectin protein in it. It's a nightshade, and I had to stop eating chilies. So I find spice from horseradish, and it gives me a different pop, right? I do radishes, I do horseradish, and I just need to make a lot of garlic, right? I need to make what I eat spicy because I love that pop and flavor in my food. I like experiencing my food. I like deep, rich chocolates and red wines, and so these are the foods I'm going to be showing you guys. It's not diet food. It's not diet food. If you have to get down in size, then you have to diet using the foods I create, and you just have to count the calories, minimize your intake, know what you're eating, when you're eating, and what your exercise regimen is with that food. Because my food doesn't cause an inflammation response, and that's the AIP diet, autoimmune protocol, right? So the science is already made for it. I just make adjustments to my lifestyle because I have to have bread. I have to have a pasta. I have to have sauces. They do this in the AIP diet. Don't get me wrong. Everybody does it their own way, but I'm going to show you how I do it my way. I use certain things that come from Mexico that develop my muscle. I stimulate muscle growth in the bread that I eat. It's in the bread. And if I don't have time to eat the bread, I make it into a protein shake. And I'm going to show you how I do that. I don't got time to cook, but I need that stimulation. I need that energy. It produces nitric oxide. Amaranth produces nitric oxide. It also produces SODs. God, how did I forget what SOD stands for? Superoxide dismutase. Excuse me. So superoxide dismutase is a super antioxidant that helps the body, that can't help the body unless it's get put in there. And we don't take very many things, and there are not very many things in food source for us to get it, but it's plentiful in amaranth and it's consistent. And I've been taking amaranth since, I've been eating amaranth bread since 2017, since I figured it out, and I've been able to change and transform my whole body. And I used to be 211 pounds. I was a big mama jama. I always fluctuated in my weight. I look at a sandwich and my shit would grow. It was like, I just ate the sandwich. How am I getting big? How is this possible? How could I get fat? And I haven't even finished the fucking sandwich. It's meaning I'm getting genetic distortion because what's happening is we're being modified with the foods that we're eating. We're being genetically mutated. I have other videos where I talk about how glyphosate genetically mutates the body in all kinds of ways. It's drain cleaner. It's distorting the body. So that's the main thing I stay away from. It's not glyphosate. It's dropping my immune system. So when the glyphosate comes in, it don't distort this right here. That's what it is. I can't stop glyphosate. That fucker's in everything. If it's glyphosate is on an apple, but an apple doesn't drop the immune system, then when I eat that apple, my immune system's not dropped at any time because that's what I'm attentive to in all my diet, right? I'm not eating something before or after that's going to drop my immune system because I'm conscious and I'm aware not to do that. So when I eat an apple that has glyphosate on it, my immune system moves it out. There's no body distortion. There's no mental, there's no trigger. The alarm hasn't been sound. when we eat, a high lectin protein drops the guard. The glyphosate kicks in like a Trojan horse. We get mental problems, emotional problems, psychological problems. We get distorted tissue. Our tissue that's nice and bound like this goes like this. So we get this back fat immediately after we just ate some of that shit. And when I'm saying some of that shit is the nightshades, the pasteurized cow's dairy, and the legumes. AIP won't tell you that's simple, but it's that simple. Those 3 things you stay away from in your diet. Nightshades have a high lectin protein, legumes have a high lectin protein, pasteurized cow's dairy has a high lectin protein. That's what you stay away from. So when the glyphosate comes in, because it's coming in all the time, all day, that motherfucker's on us all the time. This drain cleaner, it can't get past the guard because the immune system's up. Once that immune system drops, with the high lectin protein, we got the problem. And this is how this tech that's in the food breaks through the body and cuts up the skin all over the place. I lived and suffered that since 2018. My point of that is, this is what I've learned to safeguard my body from this tech running through the body. As soon as my immune system drops, I learned to put in the vitamins and the minerals from Tony Pantallaresco on how to fight back from this tech. Tony doesn't do anything about his immune system. He doesn't think there's a relationship, but he's always struggling with this tech. We are all struggling with this tech who deal with this, but I deal with it less from it cutting up my body because I learned that is what's going on. As soon as the immune system drops, boom, the tech runs through. I'm all fucked up. I'm all cut up. I'm bleeding. I look like a fucking open, wounded crack addict, and I'm not, right? So because I've been able to keep up my immune system, load up with all the vitamins and minerals that Tony says helps the cell push back from the tech getting into the cells, I got fucking younger because I put those 2 things together. Strategically supplement to load up my cells at the set, meaning the basic needs of what it needs, right? So it's strong and effective. The stuff we got to reload every 24 hours into the body are the supplements I take every day. And at the same time, I'm not dropping my immune system for years. I've gotten younger and I've gotten faster and I'm sharp, and I'm not supposed to be these things, but these things are, this is what has resulted. And this is what I'm sharing on Patreon with a little bit of my flavor, and that is on the sexuality side. I mean, it's not just about food, it's about food and sex and vitamins and bringing all of that into harmony. That's my flavor, that's how I'm going to bring it, that's how I'm going to show it, and look out for it, right? I'm going to be doing it this year. Guaranteed this year. So Beyond the Matrix, I also take, I can't even read that. What it is I can't see this far and it's too small. I'm sorry, I don't have my glasses right here with me. The estrogen blocker. Tony shows us about blocking estrogen with the peppermint family herbs. That you're able to block the estrogen that they put into the eggs by putting in a drop. You whip up the 3 eggs, right, and it blocks the estrogen uptake when you're eating the eggs that are loaded with the estrogen, right? So that it doesn't go into our breast, our hips, and our thyroid, and into our glands. It's making our glands swell, like prostate glands swell, because they're not loaded with iodine. So if our glands have the iodine, when the estrogen comes up, it won't go in because it would have to compete, and iodine got there first. That's another video for another time, but yeah, understand the importance of blocking estrogen because we're loaded with estrogen in our food on purpose to keep us weak, soft, and broken as a species, so the man can't defend the women or the children. And then Beyond the Matrix, I eat unleavened bread, which has no yeast. I've learned that yeast isn't the problem in general, as far as what I'm talking about for not dropping the immune system. I make unleavened bread as well, We're gonna have to talk about that because it matters. I'm gonna get into the yeast and making fermentations, right? Making fermentations of these beers, these different type of beers. I don't want to just make one kind, and I know yeast has something to do with it, so I'm gonna be looking into that. I can't talk more on it because I don't use yeast, right? I don't use it. All the breads that I make are also unleavened, so I agree with you on that. But I will be getting into the yeast information with the food as soon as I start making. When I say with the food, is with the beer. Beer's food. I want that to be understood that beer is food. It's not an alcoholic beverage for alcoholics. Right now it is, but mead is actually food for the body, nourishment for the body. You just happen to feel real good after you nourish yourself, right? All right, you guys. I think I'm at that time. Ooh, I'm way past that time. I was supposed to be done at 8:30, and it's 8:51. All right, you guys. You have a blessed night. Thank you guys for showing up and being here. I hope the information. Let me change my words. I'm glad the information can help because I know it helps, right? Every information that we share back and forth always helps for one another. Until we speak again, this is Michelle Angelique, Spiritual Box. You guys be well.